matches. And as we know with tennis players, they are creatures of habit and routine.
Yes, you don't have that often playing a quarterfinal and a semi-final in the same day. But I guess you get in the rhythm, and all these hours of training get used in that kind of day, if you know what I mean, with all the recovering and all the match play. But yeah, it's a bit trickier, so that's why maybe we had in the quarterfinals shorter kind of matches, thinking the player really wanted to try to keep some energy if they went through to the semi-final.
I mean, there's a lot of organising here for Iga Świątek. Everything has to be just so. We've seen the electrolytes have gone in the fridge, the towels are being moved to one side. Maya Joint has already made her way to the middle, and we await Iga Świątek before the pre-match formalities can begin. There we go, headphones are off. Keeping an eye on the clock. And very shortly we will get the housekeeping, and we will get underway and just tell you a little bit more about the players who you are going to be watching.
Hi, we have a special guest, Mr. Khan, for the coin toss with us. Just a small reminder, on this court we have review ELC. You can challenge the call, but please make it in this moment, and it's better if you will say something so I will hear that you want to request, okay? The towel boxes, Iga, you will have A and you will have B. It's in each corner. The coach sits on that side in the corner. I think that's it. Do you have any questions? No? Iga, do you want to choose? Korea Open, and WTA will be for you, okay? It will be shown now on the board. May I ask you to pray? Yeah? Maybe one. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming on the board now. It's WTA. What do you want to choose, Maya? Surf. Can we take a picture on this side, please? Can we look at the camera there?
As always, the special guest does a very good job pressing the button. Coin toss takes place, and that signals really good intent from the 19-year-old, winning the toss and saying, you know what, I will bring it to you. I will elect to serve to start off this semi-final. So very much looking forward to seeing how this contest is going to unfold. This WTA 500 level event. It is the Korea Open 2025. It is Iga Świątek against Maya Joint. And the skies, that is a good-looking sky compared to what we've seen so far this week. And in terms of where we are, the quarterfinals played earlier today. If you're just joining us, we saw that Ekaterina Alexandrova, the 2022 champion, only former champion of the draw, came through to book her place against Katerina Siniakova. Siniakova also due to have a doubles semi-final to play later today. And Maya Joint and Iga Świątek will face off for the very first time, all vying for a place in tomorrow's final. Right, let's talk about and look at the players in question who you're going to be watching over the course of this semi-final. And Steph, Maya Joint, she's fascinating. She's 19 years of age. We'll get to her. Iga Świątek is where they are going to start. And this really is a case of the youth of Joint against the truckload of experience that we get every time Iga Świątek takes to the court.
Oh yeah, so it'll be a big challenge for Maya Joint, but there's not a lot to lose for her. She's have a meteoric rise in the ranking in the last year, and it'll be a good challenge for her today. But Świątek is pretty much always on form. She's always very constant in the result, puts a lot of pressure on the opponent, a lot of intensity. But I do feel Maya Joint will be ready for that challenge today.
Very popular, Iga Świątek, in Asia. Didn't play this swing last year, so really it's just picking up the points, did a little bit of calculations, and still in with a chance of that year-end #1 spot. But as you mentioned, Steph, there's meteoric rise. Maya Joint has risen over 600 places since the start of 2024, and she began this year outside the world's top 100, and now in the live rankings she's at a career high of 36.
Yes, and I think she believes in herself and she deserves to be there, but also she has the tennis. She's an all-rounder player. She moves well, she's intense, and there's a lot of self-belief too. But she was saying in the interview that it all came pretty quick and a bit surreal, but I'm sure now she's come back to earth and she's like, oh yes, I belong here. But it's always she's quite entertaining to watch. And I think she likes the challenges to play against those top players. It will be her 4th time against a top 20 player. So I'm sure she will be delighted to have this opportunity today.
And a really positive statement from Joint, winning the toss and saying, okay, then I'm going to go in, I'm going to take it to you, and I'm electing to serve.
I always wanted to serve because you're kind of control of the first point of the first when you start your match. So
1 minute.
I rarely said I want to receive. So I think in that sense, like her mentality, she goes for a shot and she believes in herself. And she has good energy on the court. You know, we saw her a bit of smiling a little bit there, here and there. So she's enjoying the challenge.
Temperature holding at 22 degrees Celsius, humidity just nudging up now towards 90%. We saw a little wave and a smile from Yulia Ignichenko in the chair. She was also in the chair for Iga Świątek's quarterfinal earlier today. And we should say that both of the players came through with exactly the same scoreline, 6-love, 6-3. And Steph, as you rightly said, maybe a part of that in their mind was thinking, if I have to play 2 matches in one day, I need to conserve energy.
Well, I do feel in that sense, if you know you might have 2 matches, it's either you go for your shot, you don't want to be too tentative, and that's what they did today. And I previously said she had 4 matches in the top 20, it was top 10, so that's my middle mistake, but she's ready for this challenge. But both have rhythm today, playing really solid tennis, so I'm very excited to see this match.
We're in Seoul, South Korea for the Korea Open, a WTA 500 event. Iga Świątek against Maya Joint for a place in tomorrow's final. May have seen the win probability there, 90% in favor of Iga Świątek. She was the 81% favorite against Barbora Krejcikova, so it's up to that young lady to prove that win probability, that win predictor wrong. And she will get us underway at the start of this first semi-final.
First set. Maya Joint to serve. Ready? Play.
Well, that sends a message. That's how she likes to play, Świątek. Yeah, she's always on the front foot, putting a lot of pressure on her opponent. But so far, so good.
We have a very excitable crowd as well, which is good.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Iga Świątek laying down an early marker as she brings up triple break point.
I love watching.
And that's that. Oh, some squeals from the crowd, from Iga Świątek fans. A break to love for the top seed and world number 2. And Iga Świątek is up and running. 1-love with the break.
Yeah, you can feel in that last, well, not the last game, this first game, Maya trying to feel a bit of the pressure, tried to do a bit much in the last 2-3 points. So something that she has maybe to think about is not to rush too much Joint, but just kind of take her time and make sure she had the right tactics. against Swiatek. But it's not always easy when you get all that pressure and the energy coming towards you like that. And you're playing against world number 2.
Yeah, quite a terrifying proposition, the intensity with which Iga Świątek approaches everything on a tennis court. Remember, she's just 24 years of age. She's won 24 career titles, 6 of them at Grand Slam level. Truly astonishing what she's achieved, and still so young.
As you just mentioned, 24 titles at this young age for Świątek. But she has high expectation of herself, and she always shows up. And in the result, she's one of the most consistent.
Starting 15.
She had in an interview Maya joined, and she was not surprised at her meteoric rise, but she was saying that I needed to talk to my coach, saying I need to play the ball, not the name, which I found very interesting, and she was talking openly about it to the press. So as an ex-player and commentator right now, it's very interesting how she's expressing herself. Because if in my time when I used to play, I retired in 2014. But it's true, when you have played Venus, Sharapova, and then you're playing, she was saying, I don't want to play the name, but I'm playing a player, so to focus on what I want to achieve. And I think it's very mature for her age.
Consolidation of a break for Iga Świątek, and also you feel for Maya Joint, very mature, because at the age of 16, now 19, she switched allegiances from the USA to Australia, courtesy of her father, that being the route in. But that's also a very big decision to make, to leave the USTA, and she said she'd moved into private coaching, and so she reached out to the Australian Tennis Federation. But that's a big step, moving a long way from home, switching allegiances.
It certainly paid her dividends with her last year or two on the tour. Really rising to the challenges. So many decisions when you're a tennis player on the off court, on court, coaches and everything, which tournament I want to play.
I think she was looking up to Yulia Ignichenko to see if she would tell her what she should do. And when there was nothing from the chair, she opted to go for the challenge. Good challenge.
Replay the point. La Petite.
Yeah, you do feel she's in control since the beginning of this match. Swiatek taking every occasion that she can to go forward, putting a lot of pressure on Maya Joint right now.
She certainly is a woman on a mission right now, and having broken to love in the very first game, she has an opportunity to do the same again, to get a double break and a 3-love lead.
Just have to hang in there here, Maya Joint. Be patient, build a point well.
And there's a double break. It's the perfect start for the top seed and the world number 2, Iga Swiatek, who has manoeuvred her way after a fast start into a 3-love lead. At the start of this week, Iga Swiatek was 1,969 points behind Aryna Sabalenka in the race to year-end #1, with Sabalenka not playing at Beijing, that starts next week, and no points for Iga Swiatek to be defending. She could, best case scenario for Swiatek, wrap up 1,500 points in the next couple of events.
She's always very motivated, Swiatek, but I do feel it might be an extra motivation to try to finish #1 in the world. Well, everyone would be very motivated.
But that couple are not very motivated to take their seats, but hopefully they will shortly.
Thank you. Lovely.
Coach here, Chris Mahoney. Still looks quite positive, which is a good sign.
$13, $15.
You feel she went for a little bit more on that second serve, leading 3-love, 30-15. Don't think it's a bad double fault in that sense. Sometimes when you practice things on the practice court, you want to put them to play. She's not very happy with that last mistake. She has to stay in the point, keep a high quality. You can afford that against world number 2.
Yes.
Sometimes you can see we're talking about a lot about experience and everything, but Maya Dwayne only have 5 appearances in main draw of Grand Slam, and she's pretty much in the last year or two starting on the tour, playing those big names and those higher ranking player.
For just how good was that from Iga Świątek, and how good have these first 4 games been? She is a woman on a mission. 4-love first set.
It's quite impressive also. We all know yesterday was raining, so they didn't have the quarterfinal. She played this morning and she was still on a mission. But right now, she's on a different mission, but also doing really well. 2 matches, singles, in a really competitive environment. It's not easy, but she seems very focused. She knows exactly how she wants to play today.
I mean, it's just relentless until it draws the error.
Yeah, and that's what she does. She puts a lot of pressure on her opponent. Hits the ball early, and you could see in that last point, Maya Joint just went for a bit too much for kind of no reason. She could have had bigger targets, a bigger margin, and she makes her opponent think. Not saying think, but like not doubt themselves, but Joint at the moment, you don't feel like she has a really clear mind of how she wants to approach the rallies in this match. And as far as Świątek, it's all going forward, putting a lot of pressure, as she always do, but right now, it's very impressive.
Yeah, she's very good at scrambling the minds of opponents.
15,
Both making their first appearance at the Korea Open this year. Maybe that extra bit of meaning for Świątek, the fact that her father competed in the Olympics in the rowing in 1988. Father is here with her, so it's extra special.
Well, that's a great reason for that extra motivation that you just mentioned.
15,
She's always a very determined player, Świątek. But for Maya Joint, she has to execute better at the moment. Too many unforced errors here and there, and you can't really afford that against a former world #1.
You just have to appreciate and admire what you're seeing from Iga Świątek. She is locked and loaded. She has taken the first 5 games comfortably in 21 minutes, the first set of this first semi-final. towels definitely needed. Humidity sitting at 90%. It's just gone 5:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, and it's taken Iga Świątek just 21 minutes to put herself in a position to serve for the first set of this semi-final.
That was good reaction from Świątek with that lead ball. Not always easy, but she's so switched on at the moment.
But sometimes looking at the facial expressions of Iga Świątek, you would think that she was love 5 down rather than 5 love and 30 love.
Yeah, that's what, when you're on the court, sometimes you have to stay calm and composed, but it's not always the same thing in your head. That's why you have sports psychologists, and she travels with hers most of the time.
Well, less than half an hour played, set points for the top seed and world number 2. Well, I think that was, it's fair to say that was a pretty faultless, if not faultless, set of tennis from Iga Świątek. 25 minutes on the clock, and through 3 sets of tennis played today, she has dropped just 3 games, and she's a set away from the final with a 6-love first set against the Australian Maya Joint.
Well, it's a near-perfect set, we would say, and almost a near-perfect day so far. But it's quite impressive. I think playing her second match right now in the semi-final. Yeah, 72% of first serve for Świątek, but you can see 6 winners, not a lot of unforced errors, putting a lot of pressure towards Maya Joint. And I think there's a bit more than unforced errors than one from Maya Joint, because there's so much power coming her way, and she's struggling with her rhythm. But a very, very solid first set Iga Świątek played. And it's just the energy and the attitude and the determination is making a big difference, with 25 also points against only 8. So we can definitely see she's controlled in this first set and in this match right now.
Very much enjoying the handmade posters, multicolored, showing their support of Iga Świątek. Now, big moment for Maya Joint. Reset, second set, stepping up to serve first.
Second set. Joint to serve.
Now, I know you can coach when you're at the right end with your coach, but if you are a coach, Chris Mahoney, what can you or what would you say at the moment to Maya Join?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. To be fair, sometimes your opponent plays so well and there's not a lot you can do, but I do feel she's not executing as well as she did this week. Try to cut these on for stairs and build every point you're playing and get maybe your energy up a little bit. Sometimes we talk about body language, and not saying it's... I think her body language is still good, even though she lost 6 love in the first set, but... or try something a bit different, yet going to the net as she just did. Just send a different ball, and I'm a big believer of changing the rhythm, and I like player that does that. You can play one way but also have variety.
I mean, the footwork, the point, the movement, the everything.
Yeah, she's really on top of every shot right now, Świątek. But also, she's not really allowing Maya Join to get in those big rallies. Just so much pressure coming her way. But yes, you mentioned the footwork, Świątek. It's quite noisy in a sense. Yeah, take your chances. And she definitely did with that last forehand. That's what she needs to do. It's the first game of the second set. Take this small window of opportunity.
And there we go. A lovely round of applause from an appreciative crowd. They've seen the effort that she is putting in. And after half an hour's play, Maya Join gets herself on the board. Yes, there is still a mountain to climb, but you have to start somewhere. So important, Steph, that she did hold serve in the first game of the second set, which she's done.
Yes, definitely. And we always keep saying, as commentators, the first game of the second set is so important. And it is, because it changed the matches. If Świątek would have won this match, then maybe it would have been a bit negative, and it's a bit, as you said, the mountain is tougher to climb. But now, it's a very different match. It's still early doors, but at least she sent a message, and she tried a few things different in that last game, which is good.
Let the service.
She took a bit of a chance with that overhead there. I would have probably go back and use my forehand. You can see Marjan trying to take a bit more control of some of the rallies.
She's been serving exceptionally well today, and it closes out her first game of the second set to 15. Awaiting the second semi-final, or semi-finals, Katerina Siniakova and Ekaterina Alexandrova. That will follow this semi-final. Siniakova still due to play a doubles semi-final alongside Barbora Krejcikova. Not quite sure how she's going to fit it all in, but there we go.
She wasn't sure to do the volley or not. A bit unfortunate for Maya Drain there. Just have to find a way sometime to put those shots back in the court. Well, and Meyer, it was interesting to see where she stands for that first serve in the last point. She's trying things a bit differently. So it's a good sign she's aware, okay, the first set it didn't work the way I was playing.
But also starting to see the first signs of frustration from the 19-year-old, and understandably so.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate to miss that last forehand.
Left, first service.
And if you show your frustration to a player like Iga Świątek, she will take advantage. And she breaks in the third game to lead by a comfortable set and 2-1 with a break. Coming up to 10-6 on a Saturday, we can see the Olympic rings in the background. This is the Olympic Tennis Center from 1988, when tennis returned to the games after a 64-year absence. Steffi Graf would take gold to complete the Golden Slam.
Yeah, we're talking about she's getting a bit flustered and frustrated, joint, with some reason. She did quite well in the first few shots, but she can afford to make those mistakes against world number 2. Interesting choice, actually, because she doesn't really use the drop shot that much, Świątek, usually. And she was quite far from the baseline. Calm and composed again, but with a lot of intensity. It's very clear in her mind what she wants to do right now, Świątek. She took her chances there, Maya Joint. It was not an easy second serve also. They certainly send a message to Świątek at the moment. Phil Joint saw this little window of opportunity in the points before this one, and she took it, and it did kind of send a message to Świątek. She's not as confident right now in the last 2-3 points.
She draws the error and she shuts down the first break point against her serve in this semi-final.
I have to think it's the most important game probably for Joint right now. Give that momentum and that lead to Świątek. What a response, and the crowd's loving it.
Advantage, Joint.
Yeah, she's able to play that type of tennis, Joint. She was not really allowed to in the first set because Świątek was so solid. But now it's different.
Oh, yes. Miss Joint challenging the call. The left baseline, the ball was called in.
Yeah, she immediately stopped the point, made her intentions clear, which is exactly what you have to do.
Constance.
And just that look towards the box.
Advantage, Świątek. My Joint has 2 challenges remaining.
It's a bit unfortunate because it's quite, well, it's not quite, it's a very important moment of the match. You can't really risk challenging at that point, in my opinion.
Oh, interesting for Świątek to go back to Maya Joint. Saw the gap, threaded the needle, point 1.
The footwork was there for Świątek, everything. And you could see the anticipation, excuse me, from Joint. It was a spectacular backhand.
But she's really being helped out by her serve today, Iga Świątek. It's getting her out of the occasional spot of bother that she's found herself in.
Yeah, it's so important. Getting that first serve in, getting on the front foot. That's how she plays her best tennis.
What could have been for Maya Joint in that game? She had 2 break point opportunities plus an unsuccessful challenge, having stopped a point. But it is Iga Świątek who consolidates her break and has that momentum, has that lead of a set and a break 3-1.
Yeah, I felt well in that last game. joint was playing better, but yeah, that challenge probably she'll. I hope she's not thinking about it right now, but just have to be careful sometime. Because I do believe that she had that little opportunity to change that match around, or actually that second set. It's still not over yet, but seems a bit unlikely now. Świątek is playing really solid tennis.
Yeah, it's looking really tough out there. You can see it on the face of my joint. Just too good from Świątek, and she has an opportunity for a double break.
Yeah, sometimes you go a bit for more when it's 6-0, 3-1, 40 love. Get that extra aggression.
And there's a double break. Well and truly in control, top seed. World number 2, looking for her 5th final of 2025, and she's 2 games away from achieving just that. 4-1 she leads in the second.
Good response after a double into an ace. I have to say I'm quite impressed with the quality of tennis that Swiatek has been playing in the quarterfinals this morning. Well, early afternoon, and
13-15.
she always seems on a mission. But I feel today it's even more. We're talking about getting that top ranking to be #1 in the world. There's still a bit of chance, as you mentioned, against Sabalenka. Oh, that backhand down the line. It's worked well so far for Joint on the defense when Swiatek's going to the net.
13.
Third breakpoint opportunity of the semi-final for Maya Joint, first in this game. All three coming in this second set. And she's so good at just getting rid of that hope and shutting down the opportunities.
I do feel she serving quite well today at the right time and in those moments, which are quite important. You don't want to have Joint getting to 4-2. She wants to extend that lead.
I thought she might challenge because there was a touch of a delay on the call. She had a quick look over to her coach. Doesn't seem convinced herself.
Oh!
That's why the challenge system is in place. Just that slight hesitation on the call.
Replay the point. Yes.
It's a bit more intense
Advantage Joint.
behind Maya Joint right now. Almost a bit more aggressive, just trying to put a bit more pressure on Swiatek.
Excellent play, fist bump, positivity. Maya Joint fights on. Crowd appreciating what they are seeing from the teenager out here against the world #2 and top seed.
Świątek lead by 4 games to 2.
That was a much needed great game for Maya Joint. I think the reaction with saying how sometimes she was a bit frustrated in this match. But all these points and all those kind of body language and energy towards your opponent, it makes a big difference. And I'm sure Świątek is feeling it right now.
Out. 15-0.
Yeah, that's what's so disheartening, isn't it? All that work to get a break, to try and get yourself back in it, and Świątek just comes back on the attack.
Yeah, that's why you think she was former world #1, she's #2, 24 titles, 6 Grand Slam, and there's also a lot more result that we're not talking about, but it's all for a reason. She's very difficult to play when she's in that type of zone mentally and physically. She always puts a lot of pressure on the opponent, also the body language.
And with that, good call or bad, Iga Świątek regains the double break, and very shortly she will step up and serve for her place in the Korea Open final as night descends in Seoul, South Korea, 6:10 in the evening. Świątek a game away.
Time.
In the first match of the day, Iga Świątek conceded just 3 games. Now with just 2 against her, she is serving for her place in tomorrow's final.
did everything well in that last point.
15.
Sometimes there's too many options.
It's been so good from Iga Świątek today. It has been too good, and she brings up the first of 3 match points to book her place in tomorrow's final with just over an hour on the match clock.
Still have 2 more opportunities to get to that final stage of the tournament, Świątek. But as far as we're concerned, it's been a pretty solid performance in her second match of the day.
She finishes with a flourish. What a performance from the top seed and world number 2. 2 matches in 1 day, 4 sets played, 5 games against. Listen to the appreciation from the crowd. She will be back. Iga Świątek through to the final of the Career Open.
Well, quite spectacular performance in that semi-final, second match of the day, 6-love, 6-2. Played really solidly. As far as Maya joints, very positive tournament, but she was just not good enough, making too many unforced errors and dealing with a lot of pressure coming from the other side against world number 2, Świątek. But once again, I'm very impressed with how she was calm and composed, but also a lot of intensity in that quarterfinal earlier today and in this match against Madrid. It was not an easy match because Joint is playing better and better, gaining in confidence. They haven't played each other before, so in that sense, it's quite an impressive performance from world number 2. And she served pretty well in that semi-final, and I'm sure she knows that. Let's try. I hope she can keep that same intensity, especially serving that well for her next match.
We'll be hearing from her very shortly in the company of Chai-Rin Song. And don't forget, we've got the second semi-final to come.
Iga, congratulations on reaching the final. You're just 1 step from the title. And what will be your main focus in the next match?
Well, let's see who I play, you know, but for sure, you know, I'll just focus on myself and on the goals that I had before and kind of continue doing what I was doing throughout the whole tournament because it's been working. And yeah, for sure, you know, the final is supposed to be the toughest and it's always different stress. So I'm just excited and happy that I already played, you know, solid matches here and already can't wait for tomorrow.
네, 내일 결승을 앞두고 이제 제가 소감을 여쭤봤었는데요. 내일 결승이 분명히 쉽지 않을 경기이지만 그래도 결승에 진출할 수 있어서 매우 행복하고 또 자신이 그 경기하는 대로 잘 진행이 될 것 같다고 그렇게 말씀해 주셨습니다. 네, 응원의 박수 부탁드립니다. and all throughout today's matches, the fans were cheering your name. So how did you feel about their support and the atmosphere in Korea?
Yeah, you know, every match I play, there's more and more of you guys. So thank you for coming, and hopefully you're gonna stay for the other semifinal and for tomorrow, because it's been amazing. And let's continue this.
네, 오늘 저를 응원하러 많이 와주셔서 진심으로 감사합니다. 또한 내일 결승전도 많은 관심과 또 격려 부탁드립니다. Thank you for the interview.
And thank you to Chairin Song with the questions, the crowd showing their support. Look at that little go, eager Polish flag. And now this is when they get their most excited, because they have the opportunity of getting a signed Iga Świątek ball, a signed ball from the world #2 and top seed. And you could just hear, Steph, how popular Iga Świątek is here in South Korea. She is across Asia.
Yes, and all over the world. Well, she brings so much intensity and joy on the court. And today she's been so impressive. Also the first time she plays here in Seoul, so she must feel all the love from the crowd. But it's not easy. It's the end of the season, and we were talking about that #1 spot in the ranking. She's very close to it, so that's extra motivation. I almost feel that you can sense it on the court. But she was too solid for Maya Joint today. 13 winners, excuse me, for Świątek. A bit too many unforced errors from Maya Joint, but she was feeling a lot of the pressure coming from Świątek. And 76% of her serves from Świątek. I think she really served well at the right time, especially in that second set. Maya Joint had 1 or 2 opportunities to change that match around, but Świątek was too solid mentally and physically to not let that happen.
A solid performance takes her through to her 5th final of 2025. She's now 14-2 on hard court since Wimbledon. And whoever she faces in the final, she has a winning head-to-head against. Only faced Katerina Siniakova once before. There's been a handful of times against Alexandrova. So interesting to see who she will face. And that semi-final is coming up very shortly, so don't think of going anywhere. There is more tennis to come from here at the Korea Open. And this is getting very interesting from Świątek's point of view. If she wins this, that's 500, knocks off Sabalenka's total. Sabalenka's not in Beijing next week. And then Katerina Alexandrova with possibly a place to get. Steph, it's been a pleasure. Look forward to your company again tomorrow.